Based on some of the reviews on this channel, it's clear that I need to find some faith. So I looked across the internet and found something that spoke to my soul and helping me. That's right, today we are looking at Muse Asdo. What's that mean? I don't know, but it's a role-playing game, so that's cool. Tell me a little bit more, Jonathan, you say as you watch this video. Well, I can't, because it's in Chinese, okay? But it's all caution stuff. It is snail shell, so it's a little, familiar, I guess you could say. So let's just open this box and see what the heck it is that I'm talking about, even though I did use a thumbnail that was probably very provocative. Sliding that out. There's, oh goodness, so many things on the inside, yes. What is this, and what is this? It's a card, okay? An after-sales service card, so if you have some issues, probably depending on where you're located, you can utilize this after-sales card, whatever it covers, I don't know. Let's find out. I'm sure the translation is gonna be awesome. Translation, Chinese. So it just talks about the after-sales and the rules that follow. Fun, wasn't that fun? Why did we do that? Well, this is how you get turned into a zombie, because that comes for you. All right, what is this little pamphlet? Maybe there's some photos. There we go. So we got some photos and the accessories like we've seen before in the past that lets you know how a lot of the stuff works. Articulation, the fun stuff, the hair. Well, that's cool. Look at that. How adorable. Oh boy. Oh, articulation. This is gonna be a fun one. The book can attach to that. That's pretty cool. Fun. 2 tiers of stuff. Happy to see that. Always appreciate a good stand in a set. Truth is, I didn't want to do this review, but I've had a lot of people ask me for it, so... And this is for them. Don't blame me. I'm just having a good time. Yeah. All right, we've got everything out, displayed for your convenience so you can see all the accessories that are in there. So let's go over those accessories, because there's a bunch of stuff in here. So we have her nun hood. So this is like, you know, because we have to cover things up and be appropriate. This is just how it comes by default. It's not her fault. It comes this way by default. It's not her fault. Simple, very simple. There's a little bit of paint work to give some depth to it, a little color on the banding, whatever. And then this piece, which again, it's just because for convenience of shipping, that's why she looks that way. But she's a nun, so this is all normal stuff to cover her up and make her none of your business. I'll move on. We have this belt piece, which actually looks really nice, and we saw from the instructions. The book will attach to that, and the book is the great book, some would say. I guess, or not. I don't know, I haven't read it yet. Speaking of the book, let's look at the details here. This is crazy good with the details. Look at that. Great sculpt work, all the different colors and everything. This is really nice. It's kind of crazy. Obviously that hole in the side might be a downside for some folks, but if you don't look at it, it's great. Who doesn't love a good hole? What's that mean? And then you got this version of it, which again, looks the same, still has that hole, but now it's open, and you know what? It's not the Bible, it's something else. So as I was reading there a minute ago, it's how to kill vampires. Then you have 2 of these little thingies that are pasties. That's right. So that she's not inappropriate, okay? She's PG-13, maybe? Then we have this staff or a spear, because again, she's a vampire hunter, okay? So that's what this is all about. I know it might be a little misleading what you're thinking by looking at this, but there's nothing wrong about this. It's not sacrilegious or anything. This piece here is clear. A little bit of gradient coming from the top part down into the clear. Looks nice. And then the spear tip, because again, this is for destroying vampires. And that's all. We have one of my favorite features, which is this piece. Not this piece isn't my favorite feature, but it gives you ability of favorite feature, which is, oh, you can't because her eyes are closed. Duh. You can move eyeballs with this thing, as opposed to moving eyeballs with this thing. Or those things. That's yikes. Also comes with a couple of wrist pegs, because sometimes you work the wrists a little too hard and you need to replace it. Okay. And it comes with a base, which, like I said, love me some base. It's going to be the standard one we've seen before. Clear, posable arm with screws so you can actually tighten it. And this piece so you can plug it right into her backside. Or you could just do this and do the old clamp, the clampums. Cool, okay. How long can we talk about a stand other than saying a stand's included and then moving on? It's probably the best way, but I like to be thorough. And I think you'll appreciate me being thorough soon. What's that mean? Also, we didn't talk about it, but here's the little hairpiece that we saw from the instructions can be articulated, I guess. It's just rotated. So that just goes right on the top of the dome, right there. Obviously, you don't have to use it depending on what you want this hair to look like. So let's look at it without it first. Please stay focused. Hey, please stay focused. We're talking about the hair right now. So only pay attention to the hair, which is what we're here for. Hello, look at the gradient, the paint. Really nice with the paintwork there. This is a very tedious piece. I think most people probably display without it because it's just it's a pain in the butt, honestly. But now you can look at the hair with the little thing on top. Isn't that adorable? Like a little cowlick. That's funny. Anyway, did you stay focused, folks? Let's look at the face that's on by default. So please, there's gonna be a quiz at the end of this thing and I need you to remember what we're talking about with the face. Green eyes and a kind of subtle expression here. Like she's a little disappointed, probably in you, the viewer right now, because you're having a really hard time focusing. Look at that, with the eyebrows, she's like, oh no, I wasn't able to kill that vampire. I'll just have to try harder. Oh my God. All right, so movable eyeballs, right? I mean, she only has the two faces, which is crazy. But this is the face, and you can move the eyeballs from back here. But kind of pointless because there's not a lot of range when the eyes are like halfway open. Oh well. Now, let's look at the alternate face, which is here with the eyes closed. Looks great. She's a little more happy, a little more pleasant for based on her situation. She's in a better position. Now, I personally am curious, can other snail shell heads fit on this? And it looks like you could do it, okay? So right now, I've got an Eileen head and they look to be exactly the same, which is smart when you're producing a bunch of figures. Like just allow them to use the same parts. Duh. So there you go. That is Eileen, the pink bunny girl. It's perfect. Excellent. All right, so there you go. You can have more expressions and different eye colors and stuff if you use other faceplates from other figures. But of course, that being said, depends on the color of that other figure. So that was this Eileen, the pink one. If you did this one, obviously her skin tone is darker, so there's gonna be like an issue, a visual issue. And maybe you know this girl, okay? They look like they could be related. Why do I say that? They both have something. I mean, that one works technically. It does look weird though. Why? Is the position of her eyeballs or something? I don't know. But it does work. What was it about these that I thought that they could be sisters for? Maybe they're just best friends. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments can let me know what it is that I see about these that seems similar. Guess it was the shape of the face. Okay, the hands that are on by default. Let's please stay focused. Look at the hands. The hands that are on by default are what? Just good old classic gripping hands, I guess, but without the pegs in there. So these, you could probably get her to hold the book with these, but they don't have the pegs specifically to do that. So you could use them for whatever you want. How about that? Hey, nobody's here is gonna tell you what you can and can't do. Although there's always somebody in the comments that's gotta ruin things. Like, why? We're just here having fun. We're here having a good time. You're watching this. Now the wrist pegs are popping out of the arms a little too easy, but if you hold the base of the wrist peg, you can swap these things out. So these have the same shape, but with that peg, so that now you could take a book or two. Again, How to Kill Vampires. Somebody's never played Castlevania. See? So now you got, yeah, that's great. That's a smart way to do it because then now you don't have to worry about it like falling out or whatever. Cool. And of course, when you remove the hands, you can remove these cuffs if you choose to do so. And you got these gripping hands, which are gonna be ideal for the staff, the spear, as we called it, right? Now the hands are actually a little bit different. I don't know if that's just like something happened in production or if they are supposed to be different. So like these 4 fingers look like they're attached, and then this finger is just a little bit separated as if it was a trigger finger. So that's interesting. And Snail shell hands are a little soft, but nothing too over the top. So you can get that in there easily. Downside being that, you know, certain poses, sometimes they seem like they can stretch out if the thing in their hand is too heavy. But this is a very lightweight spear. And these are the same wrist pegs as some of the other Snail shells, like the Eileen. So if there's like a different hand that you want to use, you could certainly do that. I mean, it's all the same stuff. The last set of hands are not really a set. You have this kind of gripping hand on the right side, which, wait a minute. Yeah, it's different. It's a little bit more open than the other hands. I'm not really sure why. There wasn't anything in this package that made me think this one needed to exist, but whatever, we got it. And then you got this one, which is not really a fist, but it's just like the hand closed in that kind of cute little thing where you do that and you're like,
oh my gosh, look at how cute I am.
Who has that voice that you would want to listen to? Okay, so we need to look at the details of the rest of the figure, please. As I've been saying the whole video, stay focused, okay? We've talked about the hair, we've talked about the face, we've talked about the hands. Okay, the arms seem very familiar. These are basically like what we've had with the other figures, the Eileen characters. Again, difference in skin tone, but they all have that like cut at the shoulder piece so that they can like obviously reuse a lot of these parts. It's very smart production wise. So yes, you could remove that arm. Kind of no reason to do any swapping around, but you could do it. Looking at the clothing, there's some nice textures and folds and some good paint and stuff. Yeah, I think the top of the dress piece is, I don't know, is probably some people's favorite part of this whole figure. And I can't really put my finger on it. Yeah, I can. Harder than you might expect to pinpoint is what I'm saying. It's harder than you expect to pinpoint why people like the top. The front of the dress, nice paintwork. Again, with the folds and everything, this is really actually done very well. Like Snail Shell does a great job with their figures, and I would love for them to do stuff outside of this. Like, come on, guys. You can be a little more well-rounded, and then I can review more of your stuff and not feel like a total weirdo. But you're watching this, so who's the weirdo now? I own it. I guess it makes me the weirdo. And I'm telling the internet that I own it. Ugh, stupid decision on my part. So on the back side, you got that hole so you can put the stand in there. And I think that might be the only hole on the whole figure. The only hole in the whole figure. Oh God, it looks very similar to Eileen back here. Based on what am I talking about? I'm talking about these hip joints. The way they kind of protrude a little bit, and it's like, oh man, it kind of ruins it a little bit sometimes. That's all I'm talking about. Anyway, some of the stuff can be removed because it's for customization's sake. That's all. And I'll do my best to let you see some ways to customize this figure soon. But we haven't stopped talking about the details. The cuffs, those exist. The legs also exist. And the shoes exist as well. So there you go, we did it. Sorry, but we need to move on. You remove the head. Actually, you know what? It's so compatible. Look, now you have Eileen, the vampire hunter, which is, again, is what this is. She's Eileen, the vampire hunter, and that's it. Which means you could do this swap too. That's actually cool. Look, I know you want to know what figure this is underneath of this hoodie, so I'll take the hoodie off and let you see. Just so you know what figure it is. That's the only reason. So this whole figure is a good reason to buy multiple Eileen figures. Check it out. Oh, poopy. Why won't that snap in? Oh, see, check that out. It actually works really well. The only downside is that the bunny ears can't come off of this and then like be swapped around. But man, who would have thought? When you're not fighting vampires, you're Whatever you want this to be. Yes, you can kit bash. If for whatever reason that you may want to do that, you certainly can. Okay, so it's a PG-13 figure. I told you that. Okay, so don't be so weird in the comments. What else do you need to know? If you remove these, they're just holes, and it's a little terrifying. So I'm not going to show you, or maybe I will. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. All right, we now need to do the rest of this, which is putting her outfit together. There we go. She's fully ready to slay some vampires. I mean, she can slay some vampires. So this is the completed look to be appropriate for all ages, which is really cool, you know? Everyone loves a good vampire hunter, and this might be my favorite vampire hunter ever. For some very large reasons. Talking about this very large spear and a very large book. What? And one of the coolest features about this figure is that it's modular. Like, you can change things around and have this version if you wanted to, which is, you know, ready for bed. That's all. You just need to kick your shoes off and go to sleep. And that's it. And you just lay down and you go, oh, I'm so sleepy. What a sweepy girl from fighting vampires all day. I don't know, folks. It was a little cold, so we just need a little bit of clothing to be warm in bed. God. All right, look. Who's this for? I don't know. Sometimes I just review stuff to have reviews. That's all. I don't keep this. Nobody actually keeps these. Nobody buys these and keeps them. The accessories are cool, so maybe you buy it for the accessories. I mean, that's a pretty good excuse. You need to do some late night reading about how to kill vampires or whatever. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and you want to see some other stuff reviewed like that Eileen, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.